Well, I
Do
guess
you think Shula's
me
learning, but
agreeing
I'll say
depends
that
on
for the
you.
podcast.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Logan Yeagers, and today I have two of my favorite schizophrenics on the podcast right now. We're going to be discussing one of my favorite themes in Attack on Titan, that being, of course, the Children of the Forest, the Forgiveness theme, which is kind of interesting because it's a theme that's kind of like corny and mushy, but it's inside of a dark fantasy show. But that's like one of the main messages. Our friend Val here has some interesting thoughts on the Children of the Forest theme. So Val, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
All right, sure thing. Wait one moment. Okay, so I was under the impression that the anime, in the manner it handles the very final minutes right before the destruction of Paradis by the bombers, that it showed confliction, that there's two conflicting ideas at play, and I view it as an issue. Uh, Essentially, Sasha's family represents, or at least her father primarily represents, the children of the forest theme. In the manga's ending, when they are shown disapproving the Jaegerist assembly, it makes perfect sense because in about 100 years' time, or however long, they get bombed. In the anime, however, Eldia, by all accounts, is almost seen to be flourishing for many years due to the very, very long time lapse, and before it is bombed, making it seem as if maybe Sasha's dad was wrong, which kind of seems a bit weird of a message to push, and seems like maybe Isayama had two conflicting ideas and didn't know how to intermingle them.
Yeah,
Those are my vague thoughts on the topic.
yeah, yeah. Kinda, before I go and destroy this man, do you have any thoughts to add?
I agree in general. I don't think he had like one specific moral. I don't think his moral was to say that we can reach forgiveness for sure. And I don't think he was saying the other thing either, that like there's no way it can happen. So yeah, in general, I agree.
Oh, he
Oh,
he
he
definitely
definitely
had
had
a
a
specific
specific
moral.
moral.
That's for
That's for
sure.
sure.
Whether or not
Whether or
that is
not
one
that is
thing.
one thing.
We could talk about that for sure.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
All right.
Um,
Um.
what the
What
fuck?
the meeting?
Okay, you guys can still hear me, right?
Yep.
I was hearing you twice earlier. I don't know how it is on the stream, but yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear you.
that's why I just checked to make sure it's. So you guys can hear me fine
Yeah, I can hear you.
now.
Yep.
Okay, okay. Damn, because we lost in the last. Okay, now what I would say to
Yeah.
that is that I understand the concern. Like it seems like it's almost, and I first of all from other Jaegerists. I actually ran into a Jaegerist ending defender in Binder's server, who was talking about. I'm like, I asked my, why are you ending defender in the Jaegers? It's a pretty rare position to have. Like, I'm the only person I know of who's a Jaegerist and an ending defender. And he said, oh, it proves Flock right. And there's a couple of things with that that's kind of weird. One of which is that no one ever said Flock was wrong. But number two, the ending was not endorsing um, the rumbling as the as solution for peace. In fact, I would actually say it's the opposite. Actually, the
Yep.
an
We're
the
on the same page.
the anime made it actually go more into the forgiveness, getting children out of the forest in the ending than the anime did. Now, why do I say that? Now, I was actually arguing with Kinda um, a little bit ago, as we do, and I liked it. What changed? And he was like, you guys are changed with the Almond Aaron competition. I said, no, it did not change. There was one thing that changed that you may have thought was small, but actually was pretty important. And that was the fact that the anime goes out of its way to show the Eldians staying in Marley for 4 years and helping them to rebuild. You see the volunteers, you see people of Marley, you see the Paradisi, you see the Eldians outside of Paradis in the internment camp,
all working together to rebuild Marley. So actually, it happened. Remember before the conflict, before the conflict happened with the bomb and whatnot. So to me, actually, this is actually showing that the ending is saying they flourished not because of the violence, but they flourished because they had that they were able to forgive each other by going to Marley and showing them, even though you wronged us, we wronged you, we're still gonna help you and build your country together and build that rapport.
Okay, regardless of that, I mean, I agree that in some ways the anime definitely pushes a more pro forgiveness narrative. I agree with that. Um, my whole thing is just I just think the portrayal of showing Sasha's father looking disapproving of the Jaeger's assembly is a bit strange given the fact that the time lapse is longer. Like I guess what I my specific question to you would be do you think like how do you think it can be that Sasha's father can look disapproving of that event and then there's a longer time lapse, not necessarily proving the Jaegerists right because they were still bombed in the end, but at the same time, it longer time lapse. I mean, if we're gonna presume that Eldia, after the events of the anime, went on for another 1,000 years or hundreds of years, that's a very long civilization without any war, and is by all means successful. So it doesn't really make
Mm-hmm.
sense in my eyes that he could look disapproving, yet it still is successful. Unless you're saying that because they show more scenes where they're rebuilding and, more scenes of rebuilding relations in the anime, that means that Sasha's father was misunderstanding the situation or
Mm.
that he was disapproving of the Jaeger's assembly, but then when the alliance came over, the situation improved.
Well, it is that in some way, but I think at least when this is one of the things that I thought of that has not changed since I very first read the book in the woods. When I read that, I interpreted Sasha's father as being upset and disapproving and lamenting the fact that people still are using um, war and violence to solve their problems. Um,
Hmm.
that because you see the cycle continue because now they were oppressed and then he sees the whole cycle restart again. Now the Eldians are going to go and oppress other people. They're building up their military,
Hmm.
and all the Jaegers are rallying around their powerful military rather than working on forgiving each other and getting children out of the forest. Which even if he didn't have to be misinformed. Like, even if they had peace, he's still not misinformed or he's still not mistaken. Because at the end of the day, you did have they were not following his principles, which were the principles that would lead to success.
Yeah,
Of
absolutely.
yeah, so he sees the military build and he sees the people aggressively cheering it on, and we have a genocidal maniac as the head of state. So he, I don't think he has to be. I don't think he has to be foolish or naive or misinformed to be upset about that. It's just the fact that he sees the whole cycle renewing, and they are doing something that would disappoint him.
Okay, I agree. Okay, so I actually think our opinions on this are more similar, than I initially thought. So, okay, you're right. I think I misspoke. He wasn't like he may not have understood the full extent of the situation, but not because he's foolish or misinformed. He is informed. He sees what's going on exactly in front of him and disapproves of it. I guess what I more so meant was just that because he doesn't have an omniscient understanding of the fact that the alliance is coming, he is unintentionally misinformed. And I guess what I was just asking you specifically was, or I didn't, but I will ask you specifically now. Do you
Mm-hmm.
believe that so obviously the manga and the anime they showcase different things with the time lapse. So do
I
you believe
disagree.
that because the anime, you disagree? Okay, let's talk about that then briefly. So you think that even though the anime has a longer time lapse, you don't think that changes things? Like,
I think what I think is that Isayama was trying to prove that Aaron was
Mm-hmm.
successful in his plan, which by the way you only get after the 8 quote unquote extra pages. They're really missing, but they're called extra. The Aaron's plan succeeded with flying colors, but the fact that war and violence is a intrinsic part of human nature, which actually, Kinda, leads to what I think the real moral of the Dagekai is, which is contentment. Because, and this actually, I actually shot a video about this and actually converted someone to be an enemy defender with this video. What I think was trying to be articulated there was that you cannot base your happiness or your contentment off of um, an idealized situation, not being oppressed, being at peace, being rich, being free, so on and so forth. Um, you have to be able to have a how can I put this? A solid, I guess this is a solid foundation for happiness, because if you're not, you're going to be dependent upon your circumstances, which Aaron was dependent upon his circumstances. Armor was not. That's in the personal sense, but in the geopolitical sense, he was trying to prove that there was happiness and bitterness, beauty and cruelty in the world, and that despite the fact that they had the happiness, the cruelty was still an inevitable part. So it, basically, just be happy that um, Aaron's friends got to live long, happy lives. Now, that got, and I'm not gonna get, I am making this, I'm saying this right now. I'm not gonna get into a giant geopolitical war debate about the war. I'm not gonna touch that as far as like in a geopolitical military sense. I will say this though. I believe that he was just trying to show that it had that that thing that I just said earlier was kind of wrong, but to sum it up quickly in this sense, what I believe he's trying to show earlier in the manga is that they it happened for a while, like they were at peace for a while, but then eventually it caught up with them. And when I say it caught up with them, I don't mean vengeance or punishment. I mean it caught up with them as in like that's just human nature. And so when people start bickering about, oh, they get rumbling each other, big complaints whatever happened, oh this, oh that, Isaiah made it even more clear what his intentions were. So to me, the scene, even though it literally changed, I don't think it changed at all. If that, I know I kind of rambled a little bit. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, so what you're saying is, even though there was a literal change, the idea remains the same.
Yeah. To me, it's exactly the same thing.
Okay, sure. I mean, I can get behind that. Like, I don't really have, I definitely think that he was trying to represent the same thing, initially failed to do so in the manga, so in that he used the anime as a form of improvement. I think there's almost no
Um,
denying that.
no, I think that the audience failed, so he had to once again spoon feed them. Which is another great topic that we could discuss. Is where the responsibility falls on the author versus where it falls on the audience.
You said the audience failed to do what?
The audience failed to understand. It wasn't Isayama, it was the audience who failed to understand.
Did I say Isayama failed to understand
You
something?
said Isayama failed to convey it, so he changed it in the ending.
Oh, yeah, 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 sure,
I'm
sure, okay.
saying the audience, it's always the audience's fault. In Attack on Titan specifically, it's always the audience's fault. Because,
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Um, okay. Well, regardless, I don't, that point in particular doesn't really change what I was trying to say. I was just, okay, anyway, regardless, let's go back to the actual topic, to avoid a discussion on that, phrasing. Um, so you believe then that because, um, so the Alliance, so I guess I should ask, do you think then that so Sasha's family, they're shown disapproving the Jaegerists almost juxtaposed with the Alliance coming, and they're almost like, the speakers of peace. So it's not saying, I guess it's not like what I initially thought, it's more so they can both coincide because, the Jaegers are shown as bad, but that's before the Alliance or the Jaegers are shown as in a disapproving light by Sasha's family, but that is before the Alliance arrives to, improve the situation.
yeah, well,
Yep.
that's fine. But I just want to make this very clear. Even if he knew the alliance was coming, he still would have that reaction
Would
because.
have disapproved. Yep. I mean, I agree with that.
Okay.
I was never trying to argue with that. I argue against that point, at least.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I think. I don't think that AOT is in any way confused or mixed up. The theme in that particular theme is delivered perfectly. You cannot improve upon it.
I hope Kidna has something else to say
Yeah.
because honestly, that was not really even a debate. That was more so just me trying to clear up my own thoughts on the matter, unfortunately, for entertainment purposes. Oh,
No,
entertainment debate.
I definitely have something to say. Especially you left it at the best part where you said
Okay.
Go ahead, cook.
that
Cook.
theme was what do you call?
Oh, perfectly executed. Yes, please, cook. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great segue
let's
because
go.
okay, so you think, correct me if I'm wrong, you think Children of the Forest, like you think the I guess bulk majority of the theme is about just like simple
That
forgiveness,
is the
right?
only thing. Val,
Only thing.
Val, you have the chapter right.
Only thing.
Yep, I do.
Okay, yeah,
Volume 28, chapter 1.
that is the only thing in this. Children of the Forest, forgiveness, same thing. They're interchangeable words like cap and half.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna talk about.
Okay,
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 so,
okay, let's go.
okay, so yeah, again, AOT has a lot of minor themes, many themes,
I don't care about those. We're talking about the three
but
main themes.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying, Children of the Forest, I would say, would be top two or three
I agree.
running themes in the story.
I agree. Right behind love. I
Okay,
agree.
cool. All right,
Contentment,
cool.
love, forgiveness. Good.
Yeah. And there's many small and big nods to this theme, and I think if you look at all the nods to this theme, it's not just talking about, oh, forgiveness. If you don't forgive, fighting will continue. Forgive.
Go ahead.
It's
Oh,
it is, yes, forgiveness is a very huge part of it. But I think more than that is they're specifically talking about children inheriting the sins and the conflicts and the mistakes of the people before
Yeah,
them, right?
I
So
agree.
saying it is our job as adults to shoulder the weight of these things and do not pass it down to our kids because
shoulder by
kids should not
how?
be fighting.
Shoulder. That's the whole thing of forgiveness. Shoulder it how?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know if the story. I don't know if the story answers that
It
question.
does answer my question.
Maybe the story's answer to that question is that realistically you can't, but you have to do your best.
Well,
Or I don't
yes,
know that.
yes. Nicholas said that. Yes, he did.
But yeah, that's just me trying to highlight the fact that it's more than just forgiveness. It's specifically about not passing down
Yeah,
your conflicts
yeah,
to
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
innocent
yeah,
kids,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Not
there's a
passing.
million nods to this, right?
Yeah,
So
not pass.
it's not exactly a subtle theme in the story. It's one of the biggest ones.
No,
And
it's
what
not.
I think
It's not.
is,
No,
no, go ahead.
Finish your nonsense.
Yeah, I was gonna say the ending doesn't really resolve that theme specifically.
Oh, okay.
And I know, like people are gonna say, "Oh, conflict will never end. You're being unrealistic." I'm not asking for conflict to end, but I do think they could have wrapped up that theme in a much more satisfying way instead of
It's not
kind of
supposed to be
saying,
satisfying. That's the whole point.
well, I mean, conclusive. Okay, in a more conclusive way,
It
rather
was
than leaving it
conclusive.
really open-ended.
It's not open
No,
ended.
I wouldn't really say. I wouldn't really say it was conclusive because there was something our MC could have done to wrap this up in a conclusive way, even if conflict continues. I understand that,
Oh, you
but
don't understand the
Our
story.
MC had the power to wrap this up, but he didn't.
Oh,
Chose
yeah.
not to. I don't know why.
Oh,
I don't know why he chose not to.
okay,
He did.
First, okay. Number one, you said that Aaron had the power to end the conflict. Aaron, okay. First off, Aaron did end the conflict. Number one.
No. I said he had the power to wrap up this theme in a conclusive way. I didn't say end the conflict.
Okay, fine. I listen. Okay, so we have two parts of this that I want to address. First, you said it's not only about forgiveness, and I'll touch on that. Second part was you're saying it wasn't concluded properly. Is that an accurate representation of what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Uh, Bao, you have the chapter. You have 111, right?
Yep.
Okay, just get that ready. Go to Let's see, where should I have you start out? Oh, you guys are. I'm not gonna swear. I'm not gonna swear. You people. Okay. Um. Uh. You know what? Yeah. Okay. You can start off. Just get it ready where he grabs a knife from Niccolo.
Okay.
Okay. So Kinda. Um. You're saying that it is not only about forgiveness. You are completely misinformed, sir. When when
Bro.
you are when I keep saying Niccolo. Who's with Arthur? When Arthur talks about burying the sins of the past, what he means is I do something. I wrong you. You wrong me. I wrong you. You wrong me. I wrong you. You wrong me. It goes back and forth, and now you wrong me. So now to settle the score, I have to wrong you, right? And this protracts over generations. Okay. When it says to burden the sins of the past, what that means is I know you wronged me in the past, but I'm going to not settle the score. I'm going to take over the team so that there's no reason for you to retaliate. Because if I retaliate against you, you're going to retaliate against me. So then the cycle goes over to you. If I retaliate against you, guess what? Nothing happened. I mean, not nothing, but in the it's the best possible way to get nothing to happen. And so, Val, you can go ahead. This is very important for everyone to read the entire context. Start from when he picked up the knife. By the way, I like you to know he's picking up the knife because he's going to get vengeance to settle the score for um, Gabby killing Sasha. So that's what the context of the scene is. Go ahead and read it out. You have the
So you want
actual.
me to read? You want me to read from when the flashback, when they like show one panel of Sasha in the forest when he actually begins his monologue
No, no,
or
no, no, no.
whatever you
No.
would.
Just once he starts grabbing the knife, the after Hanji
Oh,
said Hanji says that's enough. Start reading, and I'll tell you to pause and I'll break it down.
all right. Sasha was a hunter. I taught her how to use a bow when she were little, and we'd go hunting in the forest 'cause that's how we lived. But I knew the day'd come when we couldn't keep living that way. So I made Sasha leave the forest.
Okay, pause for a
Then
second.
the
Pause for a second.
world. Yep.
Okay, so Kinda, and my beloved audience members, what he's referring to here is quite literally kill or be killed because they were hunters, so they had to kill animals to eat. That was the whole context of this, right? So for you to pervert this theme, and I don't know, maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but for you to pervert this theme and say it's about ending the conflict or using war or whatever. No, I'm not perverting. I'm not misrepresenting what you say because I've heard you say this to VCs many times that Astoria and Aaron somehow represent this theme because they would use the rumbling to finish the conflict. When it's the exact opposite because they were talking about kill or be killed. That was the whole thing of the force. That's why he said they're trapped in the forest later on. Because it's kill or be killed, and he's saying to get out of that mindset. That's forget it for context. That is why he specifically mentioned the forest. This is where the whole children of the forest came from, because there were hunters in the forest killing to survive. Go ahead, Val.
Then the world got bigger. Sasha became a soldier. She went off to attack other lands, shot people, then got shot herself.
Pause for a
I
second.
thought getting her out. Yep.
Pause for a second. Um, again, notice we're talking about the retaliation cycle. She shot people, then she got shot. So now it's his responsibility to go and kill Gabby. Again, this in no way is a cannot be construed as a use of violence or anything else. It's literally only forgiveness because right now he's condemning violence in this. Go ahead.
Thought getting her out of the forest would mean something. Turns out the whole world was a colossal forest where it was still kill or be killed.
Again, right there, kill or be killed.
I think Sasha got killed because she wandered too long in that forest. We've got to get children out of this forest, at the very least. Else the same thing's just gonna happen again and again. To shoulder the sins and hatred of the past, now that's our burden, us adults.
So, okay, great. Thank you so much. So,
Yep.
in the full context of the text, what clearly, clearly, what Arthur is saying here is that to burden it as adults means to not retaliate, not settle a score, because in that way you can quote unquote get them out of the kill or be killed mindset. So this literally only applies to forgiveness. My spiel is done.
I mean, that's definitely. I'm not gonna say I disagree. That's definitely a huge part of it. I do disagree when you say it's the only part of
Okay, show your evidence.
it. Because there's a bunch, like whenever they make nods to this in the story, you have,
Okay,
for example, I can give you examples, right?
great.
So there's like Hanji lamenting the fact, being frustrated, saying, "Are we really just gonna keep?" Like when they were discussing the whole 50-year plan, 13-year, blah blah blah, Historia feeding it to her kids. She was like, "Are we really just gonna keep passing this down like to people after us?" And you know what I mean? Like, there's many multiple points in the story where you have characters like lamenting things like that. And I don't disagree that forgiveness is a huge part of ending the cycle. And I also am not trying to say that the story is trying to tell you Aaron needs to kill everybody and the story is co-signing this and this is how you end the cycle. I'm
I
not saying
mean,
that either.
that's Kinda. So you mentioned the Hanji scene when you're talking about perpetuating the cycle of children eating their parents, and they were upset about that, right? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, what was the solution that was given? What was the solution to that problem? Because the theme has to have a solution to it. So the theme is children of the forest were going to bear the sins of the past. Where's the bearing the sins of the past with Hanji?
She
Why are you so
couldn't.
quiet?
She
Hmm?
couldn't. Bro, I'll give you like 10 seconds to like fuck, give you like 3 seconds to answer. But she couldn't.
She couldn't what?
There was no answer. What do you mean?
So the Children of the Forest is about burning the sins of the past. That's the theme. So you're saying burning the sins of the past is not only always referring to forgiveness. So in that scene, what do you think it's referring to? You should not be this
Referring
quiet,
to?
Kinda. Yes.
She's just lamenting the fact that she can't do anything about it. The story's not telling you this is the A is the answer
That's
or B is
fine.
the answer.
That's fine. She could be. I'm not disagreeing with that, but you're saying that burning the sins of the past is not only about forgiveness. So tell me what it is then, because that's the scene you're saying it's about forgiveness. But what is that then? What is burning the sins of the past about
No, I already
forgiveness?
explained it. Very specific. And again, like forgiveness is a big component of this, but the main like
Yeah,
theme of the Children of the Forest is not passing down conflicts
yeah. By
uh,
burning the sins of
to
the
innocent
past.
kids.
That's yeah.
It-
By
it-
that's the theme. So can you?
that is the theme above anything else. Then secondarily, you can bring up the forgiveness thing because how do you reach that end? You can
No, no,
bring
no,
that
no,
up,
no,
but
no.
that's not the
Kinda,
primary. That's the
Kinda.
secondary.
The theme of Children of the Forest is us as adults need to bury the sins of the past to get the children out of the forest. That's the theme. So I need you to, because so what we're disputing right now is you're saying burning the sins of the past is not always referring to forgiveness. So show me in the text where Hanji, in this scene with Hanji, where burning the sins of the past is applied and is not referring to forgiveness.
Is it referring to forgiveness in that scene? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying it's not part of the theme. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's merely a coincidence. It's just them being upset that they don't want to perpetuate the cycle of
It's
children eating
not.
their
It's not
parents.
a coincidence. There's
Okay,
there's
great,
multiple times that happens.
great. So bring it up. Well, it's not. I agree with you. It's not a coincidence, but it's how do just let's just say for right now for me, for all intents and purposes, it is a coincidence. My opinion's a bit more nuanced than that, but this is fine for now. I just need you to tell
It's
me where
not a coincidence.
burning the sins. I agree with some things, but where is burning the sins of the past? Where that is applied in the scene, and where it's not about forgiveness.
Where? What do you mean? Where is it applied in the scene? What do you mean by that?
You're saying that the Children of Force theme is in that text. It's in the chapter, right?
Hanji is saying, I don't want to pass this conflict down to the next generation and kick the can down the road. It's not fair.
Okay.
It's not fair to the
first
people
off,
come after us.
I don't think she's. Oh, yeah, she did say that. That's fine.
I,
Like,
I'm pretty
that's
sure
fine.
it's
Tinda,
more than once. I'm pretty sure in the
that's
story
fine.
it's more
That's
than
fine.
once.
But you're saying this is part of the Children of the Force thing. That's what you're saying. So I need you to explain to me. Children of the Force theme is us that go through the bear scenes of the past to get Children of the Force. That's the theme. So tell me what the bear scenes of the past is in this text, and where and
Hanji is saying, I'm frustrated that we can't solve this conflict and we are going to pass it down to the children, the next generation.
okay, no one's disputing that. So you're missing the second part, which is the bearing the sins of the past. Where is that, and where is forgiveness not applicable?
He's saying we should end this conflict. That's how you shoulder the sins or whatever. We need to end this.
End it. End it how?
She doesn't have the answer. That's why she's angry. That has nothing to do with the theme though.
I agree with you. Something to do with the theme. I agree. That's my whole.
No, it doesn't remove the theme from the equation. The fact that she doesn't have an answer.
Well, you're saying that in this theme, you're saying that in the theme, bearing the sins of the past is not always about. It's not only about forgiveness. That's what you're saying. So I'm trying.
Yeah.
So and you brought up the scene. So in this scene, bearing the sins of the past has to have a secondary meaning besides forgiveness. And
The meaning is not passing down the conflict.
Yes, by bearing.
We end it here. We end it.
No,
We end it.
no. That's not the theme. The theme is by bearing the sins of the past. Now you need to explain. Now you brought the scene where you're saying that the theme is applicable. So you need to show me where bearing the sins of the past has an alternate meaning besides forgiveness. That's what I'm trying to get you to show me. Because if you don't have that, then your claim is fallacious and irrelevant.
Solving the conflict is the alternate meaning.
Yes, solving the conflict by what method though?
Whatever method they're able to do.
Which is
what they were attempting to do but failed to do.
Which is
they attempted diplomacy. Didn't work. They were intending to do the 50-year plan, but that would just be kicking the can down the road, which is what she was angry about.
Oh, she was angry about the I think we're talking about two different things. Do you get the what chapter is it? Do you know what chapter it was?
I don't know what chapter it is. I have like a little screen clip, but
okay,
I don't have
fine. Put the screen clip. Is it from the actual book or one of those online sites?
What difference does it make?
A lot, actually.
I mean, I'm pretty sure fan translations can be just as accurate as the official source.
Yeah, they can be. It can be, but the official translation is the most accurate, and we know that.
Is that actually true? Because I did show you that at the start of one of the volumes, they literally got a character's name wrong, which seems like a pretty big oversight. I mean, I'm just saying, I wouldn't put too much credence into the fact that it's official necessarily.
I agree.
In fact, if you want to be as accurate as possible, actually taking multiple translations would probably be not a bad idea either. But of course, that's a lot of.
Okay, I'm gonna post like a little screen clipping in the chat. If you don't think this is directly talking about the Children of the Force theme, then
I think you don't know what you're talking about. That's what I think.
It's like so on the nose. It's actually crazy. Anyways, I put it in the chat.
I think you don't know.
Yeah, kid, I don't think. Yeah, you don't understand the story.
Yeah, you don't.
And can we like make a rule where none of us are allowed to say that in this podcast? Thank you. All right.
Actually, can we just like add the audio clipping of Beluga saying and then just click it every time?
Actually,
you're only allowed to use the soundboard. You're not allowed to say it.
Where is the soundboard?
Okay.
I don't know how the
soundboard. I take it back. Don't do it.
I don't know how the soundboard. Where is the soundboard? I should have it here, right?
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Ah, someone's right here. Okay. Okay, great. So this is okay. Okay, good. Should we allow such an unsolvable problem for our future children? Can you? Can you? Can you send me the? I really need the full chapter. This is hilarious.
Okay, I will do my best.
Yeah, yeah, great. Now
Now
again,
again,
so I'm
Okay.
still not seeing where the second part is to this because you're bringing up the children inheriting the conflict, but the solution provided is by burying the sins of the past. I'm saying I don't know how to explain it. I'm saying burying the sins of the past is forgiveness. You're saying burying the sins of the past is not always forgiveness. We're part of this panel tells me that burying the sins of the past is not forgiveness. You're telling me that she's worried about passing conflict down to the children. Okay, great. We all agree on that. The disagreement is about burying the sins of the past. That's a disagreement. And nowhere in this panel does it say that burying the sins of the past is not forgiveness. Which is what the whole argument is about. This is almost a straw man.
That's not what she's frustrated about. She's not frustrated that, oh my God, we can't, hold hands. She's
Okay,
frustrated that they're passing
okay,
down this conflict
okay.
to the
I'm
next
gonna I'm gonna
generation.
speak really slowly so you can understand this. The theme of Children of the Forest is adults have to bear the sins of the past. That is the theme of Children of the Forest. So, when we are debating about whether or not Children of the Forest is only about forgiveness, you have to show me a panel where bearing the sins of the past is not a reference to forgiveness. In this panel,
Okay. 130.
130.
Or should I? I'll just get the screen clipping.
No, you don't have to get the screen
And
clear.
again, I want to add the disclaimer. I'm not co-signing this. I'm not saying this is a good moral. I'm not saying the
Oh,
moral of the
oh,
story is that this
and
will
the
succeed.
cycle of
Wait, wait,
violence,
wait.
war,
Let
and
me.
hate.
I have to say this. I have to say this. I'm not saying the moral of the story is that this is good and you should do this and this is how you succeed. But it could be a cautionary tale. It could literally be a tale of saying don't do this. But that doesn't change the fact that
So okay,
in
that's fine.
this.
No, that's valid. That's very valid. You have to. I understand. It's very valid. You have to consider those claims. So you're saying that Aaron, I'm assuming the line you're referring to is we have to end the cycle of violence, war, and hate. That's what you're referring to in 130, right?
Yeah, when he's like bury
Okay.
the
Yeah.
history that created it, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, 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 yeah. We're just
make
making
a
a reference
reference
to
to
burying the
burying
sins
sins
of
of
the
the
past.
Okay, so how nitpicky are we getting? He has to use the word sins of the past
Well, yes,
because Arthur didn't use the word forgiveness. I didn't interrupt you because I understood what you were saying, but Arthur himself didn't say forgiveness. You explained how it implied that, which was a fair explanation. So why are you how nitpicky are we getting? Because I could just say Arthur didn't mention forgiveness.
because here's why, Kinda. Because Aaron, actually, I'm gonna read. Do you have 130 Val? I'm gonna read this.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now.
I'm
I'm
looking
looking
at it
at
too,
two.
but I want
The
the actual.
actual.
Do you have 130 on
Want
you?
130?
From the.
Yeah, I can pull up 130 when. Wait one sec. In
You guys are. You
wait
guys are.
one.
You guys are so. There was a verse in the Bible. Someone asked Jesus a question. He said, "How long will it do with you wicked perverted generation?" That's what I feel right now.
I'm glad you brought up Jesus because I was actually gonna bring him up. Because what did Jesus do? He died on the cross and he shouldered the sins of humanity, right?
Post Mill,
and
baby. Yeah, and then
and
what?
and there are very 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 soft, again, maybe schizophrenic parallels with Aaron of him becoming the devil of humanity,
Okay.
him trying to say all the sin is on me so that his friends or whatever could live. But
Okay,
All
you
right.
know what? I'm
All
gonna.
right, what pages from 130 do you want? I'll just take a photo of them with my
Okay.
phone.
Great.
Kind of
Okay, thank you.
Scott.
Thank you. So when he's talking to Flock, I'll bring you into his world. And then,
Okay.
yeah, and then when she says you're mistaken, and then the next page. You guys are. Oh, you guys are. Oh, and then we can also talk about his mom at the end of the book, at the end of the chapter. This is ridiculous. This is insanity. Okay. What chat are you putting it in?
I'm gonna put it in podcast chat.
Okay, good boy.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
I
fine.
have to be wary of the fact that we're on air.
Yeah. You know, I usually swear a lot more than this, but. Well, Kinda, I'm very, very glad you disagree, because that conversation was, 4 seconds away from becoming very stale. So you rescued me from
I mean, when I said end it, what else could I mean? But okay.
Huh?
When I said Hanji wants to end it, like, why do you need a more detailed answer than that? That's literally it.
Do you have the clips?
What do you mean when he talks about? You said something about the end of the chapter. He talks about his mom. Do you mean the scene
No,
where you like
no,
see
no.
his?
I'll take care of
feelings?
that. I'll take care of that. Just
Okay,
the,
okay.
the flock and the 2 pages where he says it. He's like a piss story.
And do.
That's how I refer to it from now on. Piss story.
Whoa! Don't talk about the queen like that. I'll cut your fucking hand off.
You know she's in hell right now, right?
No, she's not.
Yeah, she is. She committed genocide. What are you talking about?
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
No, she did.
She saved her people.
She committed
That's a lie,
genocide. Next page. And then the page right after this. Actually, no. Wait. Where did the page after this? Where did the page after this? Let me check.
You're mistaken. It is the following page, by the way.
The website I'm using has the same translation, by the way, so we're just wasting time for no reason.
No, wasting time for no reason.
It's
Oh, and by the
literally
way,
the same thing. It scans. It is literally scans from the official release.
And not that this is relevant, but the from parent to child screen cap that Kidna sent, that is actually from the manga volume. I did check it.
Good. Okay. So, and then let me quickly pull up 111 again, just to You don't have to pull it. I'll pull it up. We'll just juxtapose it. Okay. So, you're saying that 130 is the theme of Children of the Forest. Now, I understand the word theme in common parlance has different meanings to it. So the nomenclature that I use, and that my good friends use, when we say theme, is message or moral. Just so that there's no confusion, because the children, the conflict being passed down, I know you don't need to hear this, it's just with us. The conflict being passed down to the children being brought up is not a theme because it's not a message or moral. So when I say theme,
It's a message. It's a message.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. I know you do this, but I'm talking for that. So when I say theme, I'm referring specifically to the message, not of the general idea that being brought up, the general or the plot points that involve it. Okay, great. So with that being aside, let me read from what Sasha's father said, which is the where this this is where the theme comes from. This is the genesis of the theme. This is the birth of the theme. This defines what the theme is. from the story.
It would probably be helpful as well just to take a photo of it and then send it in the chat for easy access.
This is what the theme is because this is where it gets the theme from. This is where it gets started off, and most importantly, this is very important to remember. Arthur is a good guy in the story, which means that he is portrayed as a positive in the positive. So his actions are endorsed by the story. Okay. So that being aside, let us continue. So, I thought getting out of the forest would mean something. Turns out the whole world is a cosmic forest where it's still kill or be killed. Okay.
Very important to remember. We have to get the trigger for it, so things can happen again. Again, we used to say this happened even if it's going to kill or be killed. So let's quickly skew over to
130. And remember,
the theme of Children of the Forest. This is the theme.
you have to get the children out of the forest by burying the sins of the past. So moving over to Children of the Forest, Aaron is saying that he's going to bring ruin to the world, I'll destroy them all, everyone else one of those animals that are on this earth. And then she says, not everyone, you're mistaken, everyone are enemy just like your mother, they will ultimately be killed, of course, not understanding why. And then Aaron responds with, I know the only way to put a final end to the cycle born of revenge and hate to bury that history of civilization deep into the ground, aka to kill them. So in this sense, right here, we have the only way to get children out of the forest to end the cycle, and he's right, like there's a cycle of violence born from hate and, again, like I mentioned beforehand, revenge is very important. Revenge and hate. He's saying the way to do this is to bear the sins of the past by not killing in response. Because he's literally not killing Sasha, and he's giving this analogy about the forest, and he also talked about his daughter in the chat. So literally and in principle, not to kill in response. Aaron is saying, no, we actually need to kill him in response. So no, Kinda. This is not the same theme. This is the exact opposite. These are two different themes. The exact opposite. This is talking about burying the sins of the past. This is not talking about burying the sins of the past. This is talking about burying the sins into the ground. Two completely different things. The problem is the same. This is the thing. The problem is the same. We all agree on that. The problem is the same. The theme comes from how to solve the problem. That's what the actual theme is. How do we solve this problem?
And they're both addressing how to solve it. Even though you can say Aaron is wrong, that's a perfectly fair thing to say.
Yes,
I
but
probably agree,
okay,
but he's still addressing it, so
that's
it's still
fine.
part of the theme.
It's not part of the theme. It's a different thing. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. The solution is the theme. Give it children out of force. That's the solution. That's the theme. Which is why I kept saying over and over again. The children of the forest is by burying the sins of the past. He's not burying the sins of the past here. These are two different things. They're two different themes. As I said, the theme is the solution to the problem, not the actual problem. The actual problem is not the theme. That can't be a theme because how could the problem be the message? The message is how to solve it.
I think you mean moral.
Yeah, moral. Yeah, sure.
Okay, you're being way too like narrow about this. You do realize this is all part of the theme, right?
No, I'm telling you that that's why I opened this all up with the nomenclature. Theme in our nomenclature, in our jargon, means message, moral, etc.
Yeah,
Right?
it is a part of the message.
It's not the message.
It's a recurring
Those are
message in the
Two
story.
different messages. These are two completely different messages.
No, they're addressing the same thing.
They're just
in
the
different ways.
problem. Yes, the problem cannot be a message. How can a moral?
You do realize it could be a multifaceted theme. The theme doesn't have to be just this panel with Arthur. That's the whole theme. Like you do get that, right? It could be a multifaceted theme.
Yes, but
multi-layered theme.
Aaron and Arthur have two different solutions.
So Aaron, that's part of the theme. Aaron is saying I'm gonna solve it like this, and the story is saying no, that's not how you solve it. So that's all part of the theme.
I mean, you can say that as far as like semantics goes, but as far as politically speaking, the theme is its own.
Okay, the moral of the story is not kill everybody. Okay, yeah, I agree if that's what you're saying.
Great. So this is okay. Great. So we agree.
Yeah, should have said moral, not theme.
Did you not listen to what I said at the beginning? I'm so glad this is recorded because I explained explicitly what I meant by theme. Explicitly. Read it
Okay.
You said moral or message.
Yes.
You said moral or message, and it could
Sadat.
be a message without a moral. It could be a message without a moral.
The, the message and moral the same thing. What's the difference?
No, they're not.
Okay, what's the difference?
A message is I am saying something. Moral is saying you should do this.
What? No.
Message. If you send someone a message, what are you doing?
Oh my god. Okay, so
Bro,
when
you
someone
want to
says
nitpick? Let's nitpick, bro. We could play that game.
if someone says the message of the story is to forgive people, what does that mean? How is that different from moral? How's it different saying the moral of the story is to forgive
All right,
people?
cool. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay, okay,
Truth, truth.
okay. So you just didn't pay attention to my preamble.
No. I'm still right, but truth. This is
You're
not worth
not true.
talking about.
You're not.
Let's
No,
move on.
no. Okay, maybe right. No, no. Let's get this topic. Why are you saying you're right?
Google
You're
what message
banned?
means. Google what moral means. Okay, don't ask me.
No. If someone says the message of the story is forgiveness versus the moral of the story is forgiveness, what's the difference? You're banned? Why are you banned? Answer my question,
Who?
Kinder, right now. Answer my question right now.
I'm
Bro.
Answer it.
the
Answer.
message.
Answer.
The message is not this. Oh my god, bro. The message is not the same as the moral. The message is it's saying something. The moral is saying you should do
You
this.
didn't answer my question. If someone says the message of the story is forgiveness versus the moral of the story was forgiveness, what's the
No,
difference?
there's the message is the theme is both children of the forest. The theme is not forgiveness.
I am telling you to tell me the difference because you said message and moral were different. Okay, you want to play that game? We're gonna play that game. So you explain to me when someone says the message of the story is forgiveness versus the moral of the story is forgiveness. What is the difference?
The message of the story is X. They're saying that the story is talking about X. The moral of the story is X. The story is saying you should do this or you should learn this lesson. A message can be different from a moral or what you should do or a lesson or whatever you want to call it. A message could just be saying something.
You're wrong.
Very anything could be anything.
Yeah, that you're just wrong. I know English is your first
Google
language.
it.
I know English
Google
is
it.
your first language, but you're just wrong.
My English is better than yours, so it's kind of pathetic.
What's this? Third definition. The underlying theme or idea. The message that it's time to change. Very interesting. Oh, this is from an actual article from The Economist.
You do realize that proves I'm right, right?
No, it proves you're wrong.
The underlying theme or idea, not the underlying moral.
I'm saying moral and message are the same thing. I'm saying theme, moral, and message are all the same thing. That's what I'm saying.
English classes.
I said that at the beginning.
Anyways, let's just move on. This is pointless to talk
Nope.
about.
Nope. No, sir. No, sir. I'm not gonna let you get away with this.
Let's do it after
No.
hours. Let's
No.
take it backstage.
Oh, why don't you want the people here? You don't want people
Huh?
here?
They already heard my argument and your argument. They have Google. They can check it out.
Yeah, I just gave the third definition. Merriam-Webster, baby, third definition.
Of message. That was the definition of message.
Yes. Did you think it was moral?
I'm giving this 60 more
Wait.
seconds. No, I thought it was message. I was confirming, dickhead. Because if it's message, it proves I'm right. That's why I'm asking. You know what? Okay, the people have heard everybody's arguments. That literally just proves me even more right. So everybody
Does
heard
not
what we
prove
both
you
have
right.
to say. So let's
How does
move
it prove
on.
you right? How does it prove you right?
Theme or idea? Where does it say moral?
I'm saying
I
it's
was not disputing the fact that a theme
I'm
can be a
saying
message and a
that
message can be a
theme. No,
theme.
I'm saying
Where did I
theme.
dispute that?
I'm saying theme, message, and moral are interchangeable. That's what I've been saying.
No, they're not.
Okay, I just showed. Okay, to prove it. Go ahead, prove it. I just used.
Okay, I'll give you an example sentence for both. Okay, so when you're watching Breaking Bad and the Tuco Salamanca is like, yo, I want to send them a message, and then they send what's his name, Hank, that guy's head on the tortoise. Is he sending him a moral or a message? He's trying to convey an idea,
No,
but what is he? He's trying to send them something, an idea,
that's message.
but it's not a moral.
No, that's
Then when people say the moral of who the boy who cried wolf, the moral is don't lie because then when you're actually telling the truth, people won't believe you even if you actually need help. So
Kindo.
that's the difference between a moral and a
No,
message. There,
Kinda,
thank you. Now we
Kinda.
can move on.
No, you're referring to message in the first sense. in communication by writing, in speech, or by signals. So that's message in the first sense. That's the second sense.
Want another example? Okay, here's another example. So the message of, I forget which Call of Duty game, but there's a Call of Duty game where they have like some corny ass like war never ends, right? That's the message of the story. The message of the story is war never ends. It's not a moral. It's not saying, oh, end it like this or do this or you should do this. It's just saying war never ends. That's how the story is, right? There's no moral. There's no moral of the story saying, or at least that's not what they're talking about when they say that. So a moral would actually be like, yo, you should do this. For example, if you watch AOT, the moral is, hey, forgive, move on, make peace, whatever. Don't repeat the sins of the past cycle of revenge, blah blah blah. That's a moral because it's saying you shouldn't do this or you should do this or whatever. It's trying to teach you something. Message is just saying something, matter of fact. Like I don't care. I'm not trying to teach you something. I'm just saying, I'm talking about something, right? You could take from it what you want, but I'm just saying something. All right. Okay. Now, okay. Everybody heard both of our sides. Now we can move on.
No, I'm trying to pull up the Economist article so I can prove you wrong.
Oh my Oh my God, just let it go, bro. Oh
I
my
found a
God,
third.
bro.
I found a third grade English article that talks about message
Val,
versus
please,
moral.
you have to be the tiebreaker. You have to mediate, just so this guy's ego can like whatever he, you know what I mean?
Okay, hey, let's. This is
Why
from
can't
study. This is from
Can I hide the
study.com on third grade English.
Okay.
Here, I'll pull it.
Third grade English, lol.
Oh, I think I had the same. I think I had the same. A theme is a message or lesson. Oh, a lesson. Interesting.
What was before that? What was before that? What was before that?
Wait, I
Is
sent in
a
the chat.
message or a
Look
What was
at
lesson.
before that? What was before that? Oh, what was the first word? It's a what or a what?
It's a message or a lesson.
This is
Ah,
my
interesting.
point.
That's
This is
very
my
that's very.
point.
Where did I say it cannot be a lesson? I did not say that. Don't put words in my mouth. I did not say that. You dickhead. What the fuck?
Okay.
I said a theme could be either. Yes, a theme could be a message or
You know
a
what's
moral.
funny?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I have this. I have from the same website.
I have another article that says a story's message or theme, so these are interchangeable, is what the author wants to teach you in his writing. So a message is a theme, and the message is what the author wants to teach you through his writing. Very interesting. It's almost as if I write about this in English as a second language. I'll put the article in. Oh, I have to be a member to unlock this. I'll put the message in chat.
Okay, I believe you. Now let's move on.
Thank you.
I don't agree with you, but I believe you. But let's move on.
All right. You know, it's just semantic argument. You don't have to agree with me. This has nothing to do with anything. I want to
So why did we spend that 15 minutes?
because you said because you said that you were right about this and I cannot let that go.
I am right.
I'm
So
petty in that way, so I have to prove to you I am better not to be able to say this to you.
wait, is that the thing that Bao put in the what do you call?
I
Is
have
that what you're talking about?
Yeah, no. I have the same website. I have the same website. I'll put it in chat.
Sorry, Oh my God, bro. Oh
What?
my God, bro. Oh, I could be so petty right now. If I had your ego, I could be so petty. It's crazy. Holy shit, bro. That's the moral of the story, right? Do I just be the bigger man and let it go, or do I just stamp this down right now? How do you not see that what you pasted proves me right like times 5?
How do you right? Please explain.
Okay, don't interrupt me. Give me 60 seconds. Don't interrupt me, okay? A theme is the message or lesson. Okay, we all agree here. It could be a message, could be a lesson, but they're distinguishing between these two things. They're different things, at least slightly different. That the reader learns by reading. Sometimes a story has a particular kind of message. So message is the object we're talking about, and then there's a subsidiary, like a type of a message known as a moral. I'm reading what Bao sent. So a moral goes. It's a type of message, but it's not a. They're not equal words. A moral is a specifically. It's a message that teaches a lesson. So there can be a message. They call that a message, and then a message that teaches a lesson. It's called a moral, which is what I said 20 minutes ago. So why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Read the screenshot.
Holy reading comprehension. Holy shit. Okay, let's just move on. This is pointless.
Wait a second.
This is just sad at this point. Let's just move on.
This is not sad. Did you read the screenshot? Why did you read the screenshot, Patel? Read the screenshot now. Okay, fine. There's Kelly. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so you said it wasn't executed well. Explain.
Wait, what was it
You said
executed well?
You said the children of the forest wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't concluded. Okay. So I think in the end it was left extremely open-ended, and some people might be satisfied and say, you know what, they concluded it.
What was open-ended?
It was kind of a slightly, you could call it realistic. Some people will call it realistic, some people call it nihilistic, but it was kind of like people will never stop fighting, and we just gotta do our best type of message, right?
No, it's not children of the forest. I mean, wait. Okay. Actually, restate your position. What was not executed well? What was not landed well?
I'm saying the Children of the Forest theme was one of the most emphasized themes in the story, and it needed a conclusion. It doesn't have to be some kumbaya, we ended conflict, but it needed a conclusion to the message. And to me, personally, it was not concluded in any way. Honestly, it was just kind of left open ended.
What do you mean open ended? Explain it.
As in, I already explained it. They're just like, conflict goes on, wars goes on. You just gotta do your best. And
yo, Brown Patrick joined. Let's go.
Wait, what?
Brown Patrick is on the stream.
Are you serious? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she is. That's wild. It's a serious conversation.
Well, no, you guys are capping, bro. No,
it's a serious conversation about this here.
No, they're not.
Okay.
That's Andy. That's Andy and Mirror. What are you talking about? Somebody's trolling you.
I'm telling you, it's Brown Patrick. Okay. So.
The flower thing?
Just stop. Just.
All right, cool, whatever.
So
okay.
you said it wasn't executed well. It was open ended. Yes, explain that. You said it was open ended. The thing was open ended. Explain that.
Okay, explain that. So the only way that they addressed that theme in the final chapter was basically to say there's not much you can do. You just gotta do your best, but war's gonna happen anyways. So the fact that, again, I'm not saying they have to, have a unicorn fairy dust ending where everybody's holding hands and there's no more conflict. But it needs, to me, again, this is a personal thing. It needs to be more conclusive than just this kind of vague, like, oh, people are gonna keep fighting. What are you gonna do? The end. Just go home.
Well, that is the thing. I mean, that's
no. Okay, some people are gonna be satisfied with that. That's fine. To me, I'm not satisfied with that because they
I can help you. I can help you. Perhaps if you listen to the spiel that I opened up the podcast with, perhaps you should look more into the contentment theme. Maybe that will help you. See, I keep hearing people say this. Like, oh, so you're saying that war is inevitable. We should just like lay down and accept it because it's gonna happen anyway. No one is saying that. Nobody is saying that. What I've been trying to explain to you people is that the real theme, the message, moral, the actual message of the story, you people. Yes, you people. Yeah, she's here.
Us people.
The message, the real moral message theme or whatever, is that you have to be content in your current circumstance while striving for your dreams of a greater tomorrow. That's the actual message. With the knowledge, by the way, that the world will never be ideal. See, we'll see this on a replay and character analysis. Aaron's main problem, the main reason he was grumbling is because he had an idealized world. He just could not contending with the fact that the world is not exactly as he wanted it to be. And so that is what made him unfree. Everyone else suppressed. Everyone else was in the walls, but Aaron was the most unfree of all of them because he just could not countenance reality with his idealism. And so that is what that's the thing. So when you just have the first part, the world is cruel, blah 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 blah, then it seems vapid, it seems exclusive. When you bring the contentment aspect in, when you bring the I can still have these amazing experiences, I can still do this, X, Y, Z, I can still strive for a better tomorrow. That's where it becomes more satisfying to you. Perhaps. I even think it's imperfect. I'm sure you know the reason why I think it's imperfect. But I still think it's imperfect. But maybe it will provide you with a bit more solace because you can have that sweetness to it, which is why makes it so fascinating. It was cruel but also beautiful. You can't just focus on the cruel part. Then you'll of course be sad and bitter. You have to focus on the beautiful part as well. That's where the contentment and the dreams come in. There you
Okay,
go.
how about I bring up something that's more concrete? Okay, this is something I can say is pretty concrete. I actually think this is like objectively a flaw. Okay, so
Okay.
here's the thing. Our main character had the power to conclude that theme,
What thing?
and he chose not to.
What thing?
He had the power to not pass on the conflict
No, he
between
didn't.
LD and the rest of the world,
Oh
and
my
he
god.
chose not to for unknown reasons.
Oh my god. First off, the Alliance already did that. So there's that. Number one. Number two, Aaron already ended the war. I don't know if he doesn't have to answer this, but Aaron already ended the war. That is indisputable. And in fact, the story is out of its way multiple times saying he could have ended it well before 80%. So I don't understand what you're trying to say here.
You do realize that it's indisputable that that didn't happen, right? Because they were quite literally in war, in a Cold War in 139.
I disagree they're in a Cold War. I disagree that they're in a Cold War. Of course,
The panel literally says the island gears for war, and then it shows the Jaegerists chanting and Arthur looking in disapproval. So
Yeah.
it can't be more blatant than that. Like that.
Well, Kid, they were always supposed to rebuild the military. The military was decrepit.
Okay,
So,
look, we are not having the conversation of does parody have, like a pretty good chance of surviving. That's not the conversation we're having. We are having
a
the
thematic
conversation of
conversation.
we are saying that I am saying the MC had the power to completely wipe this out. Whether it's a good idea, bad idea,
I'm just saying you're wrong.
that's a wait. Let me finish. That's a different conversation. Whether you think it's a good idea, it's a bad idea.
That's fine. No,
Our
that's fine.
MC held the power in his hands
No, he
to
didn't.
end this,
He didn't.
and
No.
he chose not to. And then in the
Yeah.
final episode slash wait, hold up. Then in the final episode slash the last chapter, they have the Jaegerists gearing for war.
Mm-hmm.
They have Historia word for word says we have to fight to put an end to fighting, aka the fighting's still happening.
No,
So this
it's
conflict
Jed
that's been talked about, this conflict that Hanji talked about, everybody talked about, it's still going on. It's still going on. And again, you can debate
Okay, that's fine. Okay, great,
whether okay, yeah, go ahead.
great. Okay, great. That's great. So I'm not. I told you at the beginning of the podcast. I'm not gonna have this beautiful conversation. I hate this conversation. This is a red line for me. This is one of the only topics that
We can talk about it from Aaron's perspective
Yeah, we can
rather
talk.
than
Yes, we'll talk about from a thematic perspective, but I'm not gonna talk about geopolitics or anything like that. I'll say this. I will say this. No one had the power to get the children of the forest. Giving children of the forest to be successful. Giving children of the forest would be to literally end all conflict and alter human nature. That's why
No,
Niccolo says even if we can't, we still have to try. So no character has the power to end to get the children of the forest. This could be nobody.
I
because
didn't. That's not what I said. That's
I
very
know,
specifically
I
not
know,
what I said.
I know what you said. No, he had the power. He had the power to end the college game in the outside world camp. I mean, I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot ball. But we're talking
But
about.
that's the
We're
core of
talking
the
about
issue.
children in the forest. That's what we're talking about. Children in the forest. I'm not going to talk about the LB of Marley's detention. I am not going to talk about that. And I told you at the beginning we're going to talk
Okay,
about that.
but that's literally the whole meat of the issue. Right?
No, you're saying
And I-
children in the forest wasn't concluded in a bringing up Aaron. And he's saying the power to conclude the theme. He did not have the power to conclude the theme because guess
did.
what? No, he didn't. Guess what? If someone fights someone and then someone retaliates, the children are back in the forest, Kinda.
And I very specifically said that.
That's
that
fine.
Is not what
I
I'm
know.
saying. I'm not saying
I
he
know.
should
I
prevent
know.
the whole
I
conflict.
understand that. I understand that. But he did not have the power to get children out of the forest.
He has the power to have a final, conclusion to that theme.
No, he
And I
doesn't.
said earlier,
No, he
I
doesn't.
made it very clear, bro. I said earlier.
I know what you
I
said. But you're
specifically
wrong.
said, listen. I specifically said the conclusion to the theme does not mean he solved the problem. Like that.
How
You know
is
what I
it?
mean?
Okay. Okay. I think we need to back up. Define conclude the theme. Define that for me. Because I can say the alliance. Because the alliance solved the issue. I could say that by going over to Marley and forgiving him and not punishing Annie and the warriors and the Mika and everything else who needs to be executed. I could say that was a conclusion of the theme. And it didn't have to be perfect, but it still lasted a while. Please explain to me what you mean by concluding the theme. Maybe that goes for clarity.
I mean, you don't want to touch the whole Aaron topic, so it's not something we can talk about. I'm saying that because Aaron had the power to end it and he chose not to,
And-
he left it up in the air. It's
and
concluded.
And what?
The conflict with the rest of the world.
Yeah, but the children of the forest existed before the conflict, and it existed after. So
I said a conclusion to a theme does not have to be a
Okay,
solution.
so what's a conclusion to it? I'm just going to ask you, what does conclusion to a theme mean? Let's define that.
For me, again, I'm accepting the fact that again, this is different for everybody. Some people might look at 139 and say, you know what, this concludes the theme fantastically to me. I admit this is more of a subjective thing
Okay,
than
okay,
an objective thing.
fine,
Wait, hold up. I'm almost finished. Wait. So for me, to conclude the theme would be to have one final, strong, significant event or message that changes how you look at this theme. Not just kind of wishy-washy, like, yeah, there's nothing you can do. We gotta try our best. To me, I don't like that. All right, maybe you like that. Maybe other people like that. I don't like that.
Didn't you just say that Aaron's solution was also imperfect? And secondly,
Yes, but that would keep our MC intact, and that would be like a good final
a
message
different
that Aaron
conversation.
tried to do, but he you know what I mean, he couldn't.
Couldn't I say that with the alliance? The alliance did that by helping
Okay,
you.
that's why I said some people might like it. I don't.
Okay, so what?
I think it's
so
way too
I don't-
open ended. It doesn't add anything new to the message.
Well, that's just your opinion.
Yep, that is my opinion. Okay,
So I'm not gonna talk about that. That's just,
based on facts, but it's my opinion.
that's not your opinion. No one gets your opinion. No one should care about your opinion.
Everything is an opinion. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't want to
great
start this
topic.
topic. No, we're good. No, we're good.
Oh, perfect
Uh,
topic. Perfect segue.
No, we're good. No, we're good.
Oh God. Okay.
Let's talk about the subjectivity versus objectivity of art.
Okay. Yeah.
Nah,
so,
I'm good. You guys can handle that.
Okay. So.
No, I think I'm leaving this one to Kina.
No, I'm tagging you in.
All right. Fine. You don't have to talk about that. You don't want to. Fine. Goodness.
I can talk about EH equals Y and why that handles the theme perfectly.
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
No.
You don't allow A&R propaganda.
I had a whole note document on how A&R, particularly AOT and R. No, A&R, not the AOT and R. AOT and R. Was garbage. Let's see if I try to find it. We can argue about that.
Nah, we don't. Nah, I'm not. Again, I don't care what other people say. I'm not trying to argue for somebody else.
Okay. You're Lucas for love, right? So I would love to have someone answer this question. One of the biggest things. Two terrified cards, right? One of the biggest things about AR, um, that I feel is a massive flaw is what was the point of Lucas's character then?
Okay, again, you're not gonna like this answer, but the answer is let Isayama cook. I know he has something cooking. Again, if you want me to speculate, if you want
No,
me to just give
I
very
don't.
big,
No, that's a very fair answer, and I'm one of few doomers who
no,
will
but
give it.
okay, I will say again, I don't have to elaborate if you don't want me to, but I will say there are paths to end her character in a really good way. I don't know what he was gonna do, but there were paths to end her character in a really good way.
I mean,
Talking about,
I
sorry, I missed like the last sentences of Are we talking about Mikasa or Ymir?
no because
He said how
what was the point of Mix's character? It was the main character. What was the point of her character if he gets ripped apart by Aaron?
The point of her character was to be killed by the Berserk Titan.
yeah, that's the point of her character.
Yeah, that's. This was better than the brilliant, nuanced perspective
Holy
we got
Keto.
on unconditional love we got in the anime. I would definitely trade. And people have the nerve to talk about plot devices. Get the fuck out of here.
Obviously, I was joking, bro. That's not the final message.
Okay.
I feel like it would be something self-sacrificial. I feel like she would have done something like that.
Yeah, still a
That's
slave to
just my
Aaron. Still
that's
a
just my
slave to
gut.
Aaron.
I that's just my gut. So
Still unhealthy.
doesn't that isn't that what? Okay,
Unhealthy,
whatever. I mean,
perverted obsession.
not any less than it is in 139, but
Her obsession in 139 just turned into beautiful, balanced, healthy.
look, all I see from these like pseudo intellectual Aramikas on Twitter is that it's actually so profound and beautiful. How yes, she still loves Aaron and is obsessed with him, but it's out of her own choice. She chooses it, so it's so
Yeah,
much better now.
Ian's on
As
Twitter.
as if she didn't choose it earlier.
Ian's on
So if she
Twitter
were to
are-
sacrifice, bro, if she were to sacrifice herself, say I can't even live anymore, you know what I mean? Doesn't that
yeah,
fulfill that theme
yeah,
even more?
Ian's on Twitter are I would
I mean,
say
yeah,
that
true,
they're not
true,
the
true.
best representation of us, but they actually are the best representation of us. I mean, Lady Bellymore was incredibly popular, and so
I mean, just in general, Attack on Titan fans, no matter if they agree with your opinions in a general sense or not, are typically pretty misinformed.
correct, which is why we need a savior who understands the story to save us
Yeah,
all.
thank
No,
God for saying.
no, I was thinking more of Beluga the Jaegers, but
Oh, Beluga the Jaegerist?
Yeah, Beluga the
I'm
Jaegerist.
pretty sure he's a doctor, so
I'm pretty sure what?
I'm pretty sure he's a doctor, so I don't know.
You know what's funny? I actually made a tweet. Let me read this tweet. Someone said doxing someone's family over them shipping Gojo Hime is absolutely nuts. Please get help. I hope Gojo comes back to life and marries her at this point. Now, doxing someone over shipping is 100% acceptable. Like, if someone was an Aaron Hisu shipper, I would 1000% dox him. I'm joking, of course. So I put, I'm attracting the feds. I'm going to be in control of the feds in 20 years, so I don't care. I put very sarcastically, doxing someone in all caps is never, ever
Oh yeah,
acceptable.
yeah.
I myself would never do such a thing. I couldn't even imagine.
And she actually was like, she like was like, oh, she like liked the tweet or something. Yeah, I saw that. It was so obvious. Even if you don't know like who you are, just the capitalized letters was so over the top. She should have known.
Wait, she responds this?
No. I'm just saying like because she liked it.
21
She
people
should have
like
known
this.
you.
No, she still liked it. The person still liked it. It's still there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's ridiculous. I 1,000%, you know, ridiculous. Of all the tweets to go, get 1,000 hits, that one was definitely the only one to get 1,000 hits on. Just some silly joke. Um, oh well.
Oh, we got an A&R man in the
You know what?
chat.
You know what? You know
Go
what?
ahead.
Here's something I want to discuss. This might be an interesting topic to close out. Why do you think that any defenders are liberal and any haters are more conservative? And just to spice it up, I know Kendall is going to be, you know exactly what's going. Why are alien people Arabs? Yeah, I said it. We all know it. Yeah, I just can't say that. I'm not racist, right? Kid, no, I'm not racist. I love Arab people.
Of course.
Yeah. Salam
That's
alaikum.
fine. No,
So,
no, guys, I'm not
okay.
a A&R. I'm not an A&R person because I'm a fascist. I love ending defenders. Come on.
Yeah, well, I think, and this is something that consumes a stupid amount of my time. Um, because not only so I work in politics, and then on my free time I do this, um, debate.
So it's politics and politics.
Yeah, so I just, it has been, it's ridiculous, it's concerning amount of time thinking about this. And the best answer that I have so far is, liberals typically are more into the arts, right? They study the arts more and they care more about arts. And
Oh yeah.
I want to keep this really politically neutral. I'm not saying one thing or another, but liberals usually have a more abstract or idealized framework of how they approach politics.
I'm glad you said that because I was gonna say a similar thing, but I thought you might
Yeah.
disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
go
I
ahead.
think that the abstract, they're able to think more abstractly and artfully, and they care more about um, how. And again, I'm not saying anything's bad or anything's good, but they care more about how something could be rather than how it will actually work when implemented or if implemented. Again, I'm not saying that liberals are good or bad, but I'm just saying my
No
observations.
doubt. Um, I think in a lot of times conservatives will also I'll say the same thing as you're saying. I'm not saying either way is good or bad or but from what I've observed, I'd say conservatives, regardless of politics, sometimes have like the worst interpretations of art just because they're not as artistically inclined. Like sometimes I've noticed people will try to force politics too hard on us, like to the point where they'll try to force their own personal politics too hard on a
Yeah.
story and miss whatever message the author is actually trying to push. So, and I noticed that more. Well, I mean, I noticed it from both sides, but I'd say with conservatives, it's maybe a bit more extreme in some ways. It's kind of hard to say what exactly
Well,
it's hard to get across exactly what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I definitely would agree. I think people who are liberal usually have unironically better interpretations of art
I
on
agree.
average. Um, though what I will say is at the same time it also is just in a more vague sense. I think connected to the personality types of people who are conservative versus liberal. Ending defenders who barely understand the ending, like ending defenders who are more about the ushy gushy Mikasa X Aaron stuff, they're more likely to be liberal than conservative because usually conservatives you don't really see them
Well, most of those people are
talking.
women. That's the problem. Most of these people
Yeah,
are women.
that's
Women
a
are
that's a good
usually.
point. Yeah, that's definitely a good point as well.
I was I was gonna butt in on that. I think that it also has to do with with Republicans. They mostly think of the generalized group and the generalized idea of something as a collective. As an example, American families, middle class, the transportation to and from. Whereas Democrats think more of not like high paying Democrats on the top. I mean anyone who votes for Democrats. they think of each individual person and their freedoms and liberties. And when those freedoms and liberties are threatened or overthrown, or it's um, I'll just use an example. When
Oh boy.
uh, Roe v. Wade was overturned, there was a lot of outrage from women
Wasn't
because
there Aaron memes because of
um,
that? Remember that?
yeah,
Remember
there
that?
was, yeah. Um, but basically, because of that, there's an outrage because women live a completely different life from men, and a lot of men are very Republican, and think more of a generalized group, more of a generalized view of abortion, whereas women think individually about themselves. That's why they would be against it because they think about themselves and everybody else who's a woman, whereas men think of more generalized, if they're Republican, I mean, a more generalized vision and view of the world, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what does this have to do with our?
Oh, well, obviously, it relates back to thinking abstractly at each individual human being.
But you really
So,
more describe the Republican side as more abstract, thinking about the groups, whereas you describe Democrats as being more detail oriented. So
oh, detail oriented. My bad. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but how's that play into like being an ending defender? Because there's actually two things happening here. Because
What do you mean? Wait, wait, wait. What do you mean? Because what I just said relates perfectly to what ending defenders think of the entire world in AOT, except parodies, of course. They
what
no
do they think about?
view them as.
What do they think about the ending of AOT?
I think it's great.
No, what? Yeah, but what does that have to do with viewing people as individuals rather than groups?
Well, what they're doing is they're viewing the individuals who had to face the rumbling, and saw it more as genocide is bad, even though there's no place in the story where that can be countered. Um, they say that genocide is bad
131,
because they believe. I already did, and nothing has changed for me. Hanji
Wait, you're Andy.
helped.
I just realized it
Yeah.
just now.
What?
Who do you think you're talking to?
Oh my god, the random person.
You just thought a random
Wait, wait,
person.
wait, wait. No joke, no joke. At first, I was like, man, this has to be Andy, but I was like, I don't want to say that because I don't want to sound stupid. But I'm glad you mentioned it.
Okay, so this is Andy. Oh, hey Andy, welcome. I'm actually I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Florida tomorrow. Actually,
Tomorrow.
tomorrow, yeah.
Hey, Kidna, I'm sorry, man. I think I fell asleep while I was listening to you.
Bro,
Like,
I'm
you were,
sorry.
dude, you were screaming at fucking Solars, and I passed out, and I woke up and I was banned.
Bro, I thought you were Dan, bro. We were like all like, yo, say something right now.
Oh, you banned him?
Like,
You banned? Okay, bring it off topic. Way off topic. Okay, so
Oh my
okay.
god, it was such.
Oh god. Okay, Andy, you.
Andy,
Okay,
Andy,
since
we have
you were.
some talking to do after the stream.
Yeah, listen.
Okay.
You wrote. The genocide is wrong. It does get countered in the book. It's 131 where Aaron's going through his monologue talking about the
No,
North.
but that's the thing. It doesn't make sense because Hanji helps aid another genocide, so it goes against her character and contradicts the entire thing.
No. What?
nah, let's not do this,
Okay,
man. Let's not do this. Bro.
Okay. Let's go back to the Republicans and Democrats thing. I don't.
Okay, yeah.
No, I think that was no, yeah, I think that's a really good. That's actually a really interesting topic, and you honestly, I don't really have way too much to add to your answer because I think your answer is really good. Like I would basically say the same
Yeah.
thing. Like I would say in general, like liberals in general think more idealistically.
Yeah.
Conservatives in general think more like quote unquote realistically or cynically, whatever you want to call it.
Well, yeah, I think it would be unfair to our liberal friends to call say idea. I think the better way to say is liberals are more idea focused and conservatives are more I guess concrete focus. When I say, and that sounds like a bad dichotomy. I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm saying, what
They're
I'm
both. I
like,
think they're both
I
good in
can-
their own way,
no, what
and I'm not
what
just saying that to
I'm
make people happy.
specifically
I do think
saying,
that, but
yeah, what I'm specifically referring to is that conservatives care more about the ends, I suppose, than the means. Where you can't apply it to a story. You have to have the entire idea, framework, and then the follow through. It can't just be an ends oriented type of thing. If that makes any sense.
yeah, I would
But
say liberals
also-
would be like they would be more willing to look at the because like let's be real, whether you like it or dislike the ending, I hope we can all agree that it is more abstract than other endings, and liberals
do you
are more
mean?
willing to like
Have you read
as
fiction?
in less
Have you
clear
read
cut.
fiction? No, I don't think so. I think like modern television shows, quote unquote, less clear cut, but the message is very clear. It's very obvious. Not obvious. No, I would say it's
Oh.
the message is communicated very, very, very clearly, and
Okay, the message maybe, but
and
like
historically, is the moral. And historically speaking, this is typically how it goes. Like, I don't know how much like books.
yeah,
you
but I
read.
think like the details around the edges are
What details?
not as much as other endings.
What details? Like the bird?
Like Aaron and his mom, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Whoa,
Actually-
whoa, wait a second. Okay, I'm not. That's a whole other can of worms. I'm not gonna go down.
No.
We're
It
gonna-
doesn't need to be.
We're gonna. All right,
Doesn't
well,
need to be.
It was explained. It was explained. The Aaron Killing's phone was explained. But I'm not gonna. go down this whole-
It's a terrible plot point. It's a
It's not
terrible.
terrible.
plot
It's not terrible. But we're you know what?
Wait. I thought just
Okay,
a
look,
few months
okay.
ago you said that wasn't explained, and now it's
True.
something
I
you
did.
understood.
I did.
Now you understand it. Okay.
No,
Oh,
what happened was
I'm glad you admit that.
What happened was, Kinder, what happened was, Val, I thought that I told Kinder this explicitly. In fact, the very first when I met Kinder, I was arguing with him about the car. I was arguing with the Bootstrap Paradox. He was in the Bootstrap Paradox, he was missing AOT. I was saying that there's not missing AOT. Upon the anime ending the same way, I was,
Very cute.
Hmm?
Very coincidental that as soon as the anime didn't change it, you're like, actually, it does make sense.
Shut up. Don't you dare impugn my honor. I will kill. Don't you dare. Don't go there.
Oh, he almost said it. He almost said it on air.
Okay. But anyway, Val. So upon seeing that the anime is going to change it, I started thinking about it more, and I realized, actually, there is Bootstrap Paradox in AOT with Grisha, and then there's actually 3 Bootstrap Paradoxes. You guys know there's actually 3. And so, And so, yeah,
I don't know.
Val, that's
I
what
was just
changed.
thinking.
That's what changed, Val. No, I'm not dishonest.
Yeah.
Don't. And we're gonna have
Beluga,
Oh, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying it's
the crazy
a very
was
interesting
when you had
coincidence.
some weird, wild theories as soon as the freaking show ended.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I always viewed it as a bootstrap paradox.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I never. That was like the only thing that made sense in my head
Yeah.
to justify it.
Well, I thought that Grisha would give Aaron the entire title regardless of intervention, but
I find it kind of funny and ironic that that was our literal first argument, and that's probably the only big thing that you like basically flipped on that we argued about.
yeah.
Wow, the first argument
I
in
did-
Kina
I
1.
do- I do remember
many
that.
wins,
Yeah, I
wins.
remember listening.
But no, but do you guys know what the third Bootstrap Paradox is? You guys have any idea what it is?
Tell us.
No, guess.
Okay, so you said Aaron's mom, Grisha. Okay, then the third one.
Think really, really hard about 139.
You're not gonna say the pigs, are you?
Everything. No.
I was about to say.
No.
Uh,
This is what's up.
I already mentioned that. Clout man.
Yeah, you already mentioned that terrible plot point.
Aaron Killing's mom. Aaron Killing's mom was Bootstrap Paradox, but that's the second Bootstrap Paradox. But actually, technically,
Well,
it's the
I don't
third
know.
one.
Maybe. Does that have something to do with
give us
Mikasa?
the answer.
Mikasa. Yes, actually, it No, I'm gonna say no because it involves Mikasa, but if I tell you about Mikasa, you're not gonna get it because it's not really revolving around Mikasa.
Oh, the you're gonna say something about the dream Aaron had at the beginning, aren't you?
No, we already discussed that. That's a timeline.
Oh, okay, sure.
Bro, just give it to us, bro.
Okay.
Obviously, Kidman.
It's gonna be something to do with Ymir.
Ymir, no. Well,
Why?
actually, you think Ymir controlled him, right?
Controlled who, where?
Aaron, right? You think Ymir controlled Aaron?
What do you mean controlled?
I thought we were having like, this conversation in the hotel. You said that Ymir, like, strung Aaron along or manipulated him or something like that.
Yes and no.
Okay, the part that you say yes, why are you saying that yes part? Where's that coming from?
Because Aaron has access to information that he shouldn't have, logically speaking,
what?
and that, how to end the Titan curse.
Yes, okay. Okay, good. How to know this?
He saw Mikasa doing something. Who knows?
No.
what.
How did when did he? But I have actually a better question. When did he get these? When did he get this memory?
Probably when he entered Paz. I don't think it was when
no,
he
no.
kissed Historia's
It was when
skin.
no, it was when he gets Story's skin.
So it
So
was.
yeah, this is actually the Bootstrap Paradox, the third one. So we know that in a compatibilist universe, like what AOT is, in a compatibilist universe, if someone sees the future, that's what they want, that's what they desire to do, that's what they will to do, and it's also guaranteed to happen. It can't be changed, it's determined. So, very interestingly, Aaron says in 139 that he moved forward for the result of Miko's choice. Again, not very clear. Not only for the result of Miko's choice, but he did move forward for the result of Miko's choice. But the only reason he got this is because he got the memory from Ymir. So the question becomes, when did he do this? How did he do this the first time? Right, that's what the Booster Paradox is. He does it.
Bless your heart. I'm gonna kiss you on the cheek. I've been saying that for like months.
It's a Booster Paradox.
I've been complaining about that for months.
Oh, great! I'm glad you have an answer now. You don't go home happy.
Like if you didn't understand what I was talking about when I was complaining about that when I was complaining about it, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, you know what I've said, you know how
So
I've
it's
said in the past
mechanical
he shouldn't
thing.
have that information.
It's a mechanical thing.
It's like the first time they've ever
Okay.
agreed. By the way,
I see.
anybody watching.
Okay.
No, but yeah, but he agrees with it in a positive. To me, a bootstrap paradox is a paradox. It shouldn't
But you're
exist.
following
So.
the Grisha thing. I understand this. Like, be consistent. Like, you can. My guess.
And okay, wait, do you want to end the podcast with that? Because you know how I said I had an answer to that, right? It's kind of AOE related though. So is that allowed?
Okay, let's just. It's 2:00 out for tomorrow. Let's just end it.
Fine, another time.
People.
I was low-key gonna cook, but okay.
No, you weren't. Okay, Andy.
Yeah.
So Florida. Am I gonna see you?
I don't know, man. Where are you?
Can you come to Volusia County?
I don't know where that is.
Look it up, nigga. Just Volusia County from my. I'll send you the address. Well, I think a Bootstrap Paradox is good. Cloudman, why do you? I'm gonna go on a big. I'm gonna be here till 4 a.m. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I hope my viewers enjoyed this little session here.
Take care, guys.
This was great. Good seeing you, Andy.
I'm done.
Yeah, that's it. I know.
No outro.
Peace.
Yeah.